Hola y buenos días. Hi and good morning, guys. I just wanted to post a quick video with a little bit of review. So here we go. Just as a reminder, I am Professora Jessica, and I'll be learning with you this semester. If you ever have any questions, sending me a message through Canvas is the best way to connect with me. But also, there is my phone number and my email address as well. I like to start off with a quote, and this quote is by Nelson Mandela. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his own language, that goes to his heart. So I just think it's wonderful that you guys have taken on the task of learning a new language, and that will always enable you to connect with more individuals. So today I'm going to be reviewing some greetings and just some reminders about formal and informal language that we covered in your first and second lessons from Unit 1. So here are some important everyday Spanish greetings. We have hola, adios, buenos días, buenas tardes, y buenas noches. These are greetings that you can use with every person that you meet because saying hello is pretty much universal. Hello, goodbye, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. So let's review some informal greetings. Remember that we use tu, T-U, with an acento, with an accent, when we're talking informally. And so when we're speaking informally, we're talking with friends, we're talking with family, we're speaking with peers and little kids. And we use this form just to be friendly and show familiarity. I like this chart, not only because it provides the pronunciation, and I think that's really helpful when you are learning any new word, no matter what the language, but also because it shows what this means versus what it literally means. Okay, it's super important to remember that when we talk, we have phrases and expressions. So when we string individual words together, it oftentimes takes on new meaning. For example, in English, there's this expression, it's raining cats and dogs. And that expression means there's a storm and there's strong wind and there's heavy rain. But if we break it down word by word, rain and cats and dogs. If we were to type it's raining cats and dogs into Google Translate, what you got would not mean that there's a storm happening, right? So I mentioned this because I'm so excited that many of you want to include perhaps some more challenging vocabulary in your responses that I'm receiving, but it's okay. You're beginning a new language. Practice these everyday expressions that you guys are learning about in the lessons and use those expressions in your responses, even if it seems a little bit repetitive, because I can tell when people are using words that they have just learned or when they've copied and pasted from a translator. So don't use Google Translate. If there is a word, one specific word, a few specific words that you aren't sure of how to say in Spanish, and you haven't seen them in our lessons, I suggest that you use an online Spanish-English dictionary, or if you have a handheld one, then you are welcome to use that. Word reference is a great source, okay? And that's enough about that. That's just an aside. I hope you guys can't hear my son practicing piano downstairs. Some more Spanish phrases that you can use with every person. We have estoy bien, I'm good. Estoy muy bien, gracias, I'm very good, thank you. Estoy mal, I'm not good, I feel unwell. Mucho gusto, nice to meet you. And hasta luego, see you later. Now, if you are speaking in a more formal setting, okay, then we're going to use greetings that come with the usted form. We use the usted form of you and its corresponding greetings when we talk with elders and anyone else with whom we want to show respect. So this oftentimes happens at work and with strangers. So we use the usted form to be respectful. So this is a picture of my mom and my son Jacoby. And here's an example of a conversation they might have. So my son says, "Hola, abuela." That means, "Hi, grandma." And my mom's asking him how he's doing, and he's responding, "Estoy bien, ¿cómo estás?" He's using this to form. When we see estás, that means that he's responding in a familiar form. So even though my mother is older, she is an elder, compared to my son. However, he's still going to use the to form because she's family. So he's being familiar with her. We have to keep this in mind. Just because somebody is older doesn't mean you automatically use the usted form, and that's a misconception that I'm seeing in some of our responses. You've got to think about the relationship between the two people who are talking. So here's the conversation. My mom says, "Buenos días, Jacoby." And Jacoby responds, "Hola, abuela." My mom responds, "¿Cómo estás?" And Jacoby responds, "Estoy bien, ¿cómo estás?" And that's a typical conversation. Another example. This is my older sister, Shakina, and I, and a conversation we might have, right? I might say, "Hey," and she'd say, "Hi, Jessica, what's going on?" And I'd say, "Nothing, how about you?" I would also use the to form when I'm talking with Shakina. Shakina is older than me by 1 month and 1 year, exactly. My birthday is August 20th. Her birthday is July 20th, and I'm born in 1988. She's born in 1987. However, she's older than me, but it's really not by much. We're really close in age, so we're like peers. There's one thing, but also we're family. So I'm still going to use that to form with her. So here's our conversation. Hola. Hola, Jessica, ¿qué tal? Nada, ¿y tú? Just an example. So now it's your turn. It's your turn to practice. I want to know, how would you respond in a conversation greeting my family? So this is my baby sister, Samantha. And once again, my son, Jacoby. Jacoby is 5. I still call Samantha my baby sister because she's the youngest out of my sisters and I'm the oldest. Samantha is 21 and she lives in New York City. If you were talking to Samantha, what form of you should you use? The to form or the usted form? Did you say usted? Usted is correct. Samantha is a stranger to you, and she's also older. So you would use the usted form of you when speaking with her and the corresponding greetings just to show respect. So here's an example of a conversation you might have when you first meet my sister Samantha. So Samantha would say, "Hola, mucho gusto." And you would respond, "Hola, mucho gusto. ¿Cómo está usted?" Samantha would respond, "Estoy muy bien, gracias. ¿Cómo estás?" And you would respond, "Estoy bien." Let's do one more example. Now let's say that you're speaking with my son, Jacoby. You were having a conversation with him. What form of you should you use when you're speaking with Jacoby? Should you use the to form or the usted form? To. Exactly. If you said to, you are correct. Although Jacoby is a stranger, he's still a little kid. So it is perfectly acceptable to use the to form when conversing with a smaller child. He's 5 years old. So here's an example of a conversation you might have with Jacoby. You would say, "Hola, mucho gusto. ¿Cómo estás?" Jacoby would look at you and he would say, "Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Cómo estás?" You could respond, "Estoy bien." And Jacoby would say, "¿Qué hay de nuevo?" So Here's what I would like you to do. I would love for you to do. Please reply to this announcement and answer Jacoby's question. ¿Qué hay de nuevo? You can answer in English. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Jacoby, do you want to come say hello? I hear you outside the door. Ven aquí. Come here. Diles hola. Ven.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. Dígale hola.
Hola.
Muy bien. Okay, I hope you guys have an awesome day.